long story short, I'm wondering if this car is just not for me. So there's a lot that I like about this car, of course. It's just amazing in many, many ways. The engine, the way that it feels, the way that it drives, it's just great in all ways, shapes, and forms. But for me, I'm thinking that maybe it's not the perfect car. First of all, you know that I drove that Corvette for a day back in Michigan a couple weeks ago. You've seen those videos, and if you haven't, I recommend you check those out. After that drive, it just really drove home the point that this Mustang, it just seems like a stopgap to me. It falls short in several different ways. I think the first thing being that it's just too big and sloppy. When I sit in it, it just feels like I'm sitting so low, and I can, the door sills are very high, the dashboard's very high. It feels like I'm sitting in a box. Everything is just very angular. It's boxed in. I don't feel like I'm sitting in a cockpit. It's not something that you strap on. It's just something that you get into. The Corvette, in comparison, and I know, the Corvette and the Mustang, they're not direct competitors, so it's kind of stupid for me to be making that comparison. When you get into that car, you feel like you're just strapping it on. It's just like it fits, and it just everything just feels so good, and it's just so perfect. Like the size, everything. This Mustang just doesn't have any of that. It's just a big, blocky. I'm looking for more of a sports car experience. The Mustang just isn't it. It's fast as hell, and that engine makes up for a lot of that shortcoming. That's why I'm not running out to replace this car. I'm not going to trade this car in, within the next couple of weeks, within a couple of months, or whatever. Because I can be very happy living with this car and that engine, and every time I drive this car, it puts a smile on my face, all because of the engine. It drives nice, it rides nice, but it just doesn't have that sports car feel that I want. So in terms of what that really means, I don't know. I think about all the cars that are on the market right now, and there aren't that many that really speak to me and that really make me think like, oh God, I gotta have that car. C7 Corvette, absolutely number one at the top of the list. That car just defines everything I want in a car. It's got the V8, it's very low, it's small, it's light. It's a little bit flashy for my tastes, but yeah, it's just something I have to deal with, and I think I could deal with it. Other cars, maybe the Scion FRS, or I guess Toyota 86. That would be a contender. I would have to slap a supercharger onto it, just simply because it's just not enough car for me. It's the perfect car in the sense of size, and the feel, and the shape. The 350Z is another car that I've mentioned before, and I was actually thinking about getting one before I bought this car. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's where I stand right now. Don't worry, I'm not going to trade this car in within the next week or 2 weeks or month or 2 months. I'm going to keep this car for a while, definitely. It's fun to drive. It's absolutely fun to drive. I'm not complaining. I like it. Oh, it's not going anywhere. At least for now.